Welcome to the practice. This is going to be a class about the upper body, the arms, the shoulders, the palms, the wrists, and the fingers. And we will need blocks. Maybe one block is going to be enough. Yeah, I think one block or anything that is heavy. It can be also a book. In this case, we're not going to put a weight on it, but we are just going to use it to feel a little bit our backside because it's a part of the body that is really hard to get connected to because it's so inaccessible. So first, just sit down and in any kind of seated position, find your sitting bones on something. You can use the block now to elevate the sitting bones, just so your pelvis can tilt a little tiny amount forward and it becomes more comfortable for you. And then close your eyes. And we are going to focus on the shoulders to relax them for now. This is the last chance for them to relax. Feeling the palms heavy. You can grow a little bit from your spine. Every time that you imagine that you want to press up from the top of the head, it's going to start firing up your stabilizing muscles that you need to stay here. And then tune into your body, into how you are feeling, into this moment. And you can observe your breath for a while, how it flows, how it looks right now. And then try to make it deeper. So exhaling a little bit more and inhaling into a wider body, into your core, into your rib cage, into your heart space. And exhaling from your heart, from your ribs, and from your core. Inhale. Expand, get taller, and exhale, keep the length. Just find a tiny amount of compression. Inhale. Exhale. And if you want to add to it, you can take 2 sharp inhales through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Maybe repeating that again if it felt good, or if it didn't feel right, trying maybe to do it one more time will make it happen. And blink your eyes open. So we will go right into it. Coming on to your forearms at the front of your mat, trying to position the elbows not too wide, so we want to have stability here. And that means the elbows come right underneath the shoulders, maybe a little bit narrower, more narrow, in order for the skin once you push down, and the elbows like slide on this skin, and then they come a little bit wider, and then step the feet back, and make sure that you're all the way on the front of the mat, depending also of the length of the mat, but also of your body. This might get tricky. We want to stay on the mat just so it doesn't slide. And already this is quite intense pose. To start, try to press a little bit more, lifting your chest bone up, but then sending your shoulder blades down, elongating the neck. Inhale here, and then exhale, step 5 centimeters, 2 inches back. Then go one more. Stay here, find the length, and then walk forward. Inhale here, and exhale one more time, walk back, 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 and more. Inhale, exhale, walk forward, then drop the hips down. This might feel like it's more core exercise for me definitely than an exercise for the shoulders, but it's a really nice exercise for serratus muscle, which we'll explain right away. Press the feet down, lifting the kneecaps. You can open the chest here. Inhale. Exhale. So the shoulders are the most mobile kind of joint in our body, and this is why to find strength we need to stabilize it. The main stabilizing muscle is the muscle that pulls the shoulder blade flat on the not on the spine but on the rib cage, and it also slides the shoulder blade to the side, so the shoulder blades slide when this muscle is engaged away from each other, and it can also move the shoulder blade up and down, so it can move it all around, but it makes it basically flat mostly. Another muscle that is helping with the shoulder blade coming to the sides, what we want to achieve by bringing the chest bone up, so lifting the chest bone creates a little bit roundness, and the shoulder blades are slight to the sides, is from the front side pectoralis minor that is attached at the top of the shoulder blade, and it also moves the shoulder blades up. And to not have this kind of muscle, this is like a little tiny helper, and you don't want to overwork it. We want the serratus from underneath to work on that protraction, or on having the shoulder blades actually flat, because the pectoralis minor is not going to do it. This is why I said shoulder blades down or long neck, and by that we can always somehow, and it's often used in yoga to disengage this muscle. However, sometimes we want the shoulder blades coming up, we want to rotate them up, and we want to slide them up, especially if we have our arms in the overhead position. And in this case, when we are sliding back, it's not all the way, so still you can imagine a little bit of openness at your collarbones, although your chest bone is lifting. So we'll go one more time. Tuck your toes, lift the hips up, don't lift them too high, just right in between your heels and or in the line with your heels and your shoulder blades, and then make that chest bone lift, but then slide the shoulder blades down. So long neck, inhale, and then exhale, walk back, and then hold there for 3, 2, keep the length, 1, and then walk forward, inhale, and one more time, exhale, walk back, hold here for 3, 2, 1, walk forward, and release the hips down. You can lift the elbows a little bit, stretch the front of the body, inhale, stronger legs, press them down, and exhale, lower down, press into tabletop, and do few cat-cow poses. So inhaling, here you want to slide the shoulder blades back and down, looking forward, opening the collarbones, and exhale. Now the shoulder blades are sliding up as you lift your chest bone and relax your neck. Inhale, use your fingertips, claw them into the mat, maybe looking up, maybe just with your eyes, and exhale. One more time, inhale, exhale. Okay, take your toes, sit back. For this one, we actually need some kind of surface, but it doesn't have to be a stable surface. We will slide the forearms up and down, and this is very similar to what we just did, but minus the core kind of exercise. So find any kind of surface that is vertical, that you can slide your arms, come just the upper arm length away from your wall. You can turn the palms down, you can keep the palms facing towards each other, and then elongate the spine. And we are going to slide the forearms up, but keep the elbows on the wall. And then you should feel it somewhere here, getting really engaged from the side as the serratus is working. Slide even higher. And then slide the elbows back to shoulder level. Go 3 more times. Inhale. Try not to move towards, so you stay still away from the wall and slide back. We want to stabilize everything else. Keep the long neck, slide the elbows up and down. And for last one, inhale, come up. Let's do one more time. Exhale. And last one. Lift, 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 lift. Stay away from the wall. The exhale and release. This also might feel it a little bit in your arms, in your shoulders at the front, and maybe in your forearms too. So notice how like everything gets a workout here. Move your wrist a little bit. We're going to open the arms all the way, all the shoulders all the way. And I want you to focus on, as you are going to your maximum extension overhead kind of reach, I want you to this time really be lifting the shoulders up. You can try it also here already, just in your seat. As you bring your arms up, you want to lift also from your shoulder blades, but then in order to engage that serratus, you can imagine that your armpits or your triceps at the other side of your upper arm wants to rotate towards each other, and that creates a little bit of like a release at your neck, maybe also at your chest, and then turning the palms forward and lifting and not opening the front of the body, not opening your ribs forward. Inhale, exhale, really feeling it here as it wants to close towards you, and then release. And this is the feeling where you want to have every time you put some weight, but also when you are trying to actively open your shoulders, which is always better than just passively hinging in those joints and stretching your ligaments rather than in their maximum kind of length, which might be somehow dangerous. In this case, we're going to open the chest as well, so it should feel really good in your puppy pose. Come to your tabletop position, inhale, and then come onto your fingertips, exhale. So we want to keep the arms long, the elbows straight, walk forward, keep the hips above, so the hips don't shift anywhere, you just walk, and you find maximum length. You can release the head for now, and then lift, work the fingertips more forward, and then imagine that you want to rotate your triceps to look at each other, or your armpits to look at each other. Elongate, inhale, lift, and exhale. You can try to start dipping the chest down towards the ground, maybe looking forward, maybe forehead on the ground, maybe chin. Inhale and exhale. Relax your forehead if you have your chin on the ground. Inhale, reach even more forward, but don't move from your hips. And exhale. And then inhale, start lifting first, tilting the pelvis back, lifting from your core, from your chest, and from your shoulders. And then walk the palms back underneath the shoulders. Inhale into your cow. That's really nice because you can shift the shoulders back and it opens everything. And exhale, rounding. And if you feel like this is something that with your arms over the head, and that it's something that really makes your trapezius overworked every time you are in your poses, try to think about bringing the chin back, because that's a nice kind of way engaging the front of your neck to maybe have the back of the neck disengaging, so lengthening at the back. Then bring your forearms back on the ground. You can place the palms together or even interlace the fingers, whatever position works for you. Tuck your toes and lift your knees into a dolphin pose. Here we have a little bit of internal rotation if you have your palms together, but you still imagine you want to squeeze the upper arms or even the elbows together in order to have some support, and then lift even more. So if you are just somehow dumping down, try to press from your forearms and lift. You can always bend the knees here. Try to lift also from your sitting bones at the same time. Then look forward, inhale. And exhale, we're going to bring the forehead to our palms. From here, inhale. And then exhale, press back. You can relax the head. And then come back. You can look forward or have the top of the head coming to your arms. Try to keep a lot of weight on your arms. And exhale, press back. Inhale, head down. Exhale, press back. Inhale, come forward and down. Exhale, press back and up. One more, inhale. And exhale, press back. Then we can drop the knees or not. Bring the palms down and lift the elbows one at a time or both into downward facing dog. Inhale in your down dog. And same kind of engagement as we had the hands over the head while we were sitting. Try to elongate and try to rotate from your upper arms to have those armpits to look at each other, but keep your inner side of your palms pressing into the mat as well. Inhale, lift your right leg. And exhale, knee to the chest. Now it's going to get even harder, so we'll stay here. This is again a different kind of position, but it's very similar to where we were on our forearms. So it's a plank, their knee is at the chest, and you are leaning forward in order to bring a lot of weight forward and to have that stepping forward a little bit easier. Lift from your chest bone, move the shoulder blades a little bit back, but they need to go a little bit up because you are tilting your upper body up alongside your upper arms, and that means that you want to lift also your shoulders, and that means that will help you to create more space also away from the ground in order to step the foot forward. Left knee comes down. Squeeze your legs, press the feet down, reach your arms up. In a nice stretch, you can open the chest a little bit, countering what we just did. Exhale, cactus your arms and slide the shoulder blades together and down. One more time, reach your arms up. And exhale, you can make fists and then try to imagine you are trying to pull from the ceiling and then slide the elbows, squeeze them in towards your upper body. Fingertips down. Inhale, elongate through your whole spine. And shift the back leg, back knee back, flex the right. Bring the hips over the back knee in your half splits. Inhale, come forward. You can bring your arms up. Exhale, back. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back. Inhale here, elongate. Imagine that you want to do that couch tilt, lifting your sitting bones. And exhale, round. Then coming onto the fingertips, now you can use your blocks, putting them underneath your hands as well. Inhale, lengthen, move the shoulders back, and exhale. You can round, you can try to lift your front heel for 3, 2. The rounding is very important, and again, it brings you away, that helps you to lift. Then release. Palms forward, step the right leg back. Inhale in your plank, elongate again. Again, that elongation makes your stabilizing muscles to work a little bit more, and that adds also, hopefully, a little bit of energy into your serratus muscle. Use your fingertips, that also helps. And then exhale, the knees can drop down. Again, use your fingertips, start transferring the weight forward as you bend the elbows, as you squeeze them in, and lower your belly all the way onto the mat. Inhale into your cobra, or maybe lift it into upward facing dog. Another actually shoulder working position, since you have to push down from your shoulders. And exhale, down dog. Second side, left leg comes up. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your chest, and it's coming. Use your fingertip, lift your chest bone, lift your knee, lean, 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 lean. Flex the left foot and try to lean even more to step the left foot from the inside of your left palm, right knee down. Inhale, strong legs, reach your arms up, and exhale, you're going to cactus. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you bring the chest up, and then release the arms down. Inhale. Reach up, shoulders up, and then make fists and try to pull down a little bit from the ceiling, squeezing the elbows at the end, releasing. Fingertips down, inhale, elongate. Exhale, right knee shifts back, as you bring your back, hip back, hip back. Inhale, come forward, elongate. Exhale, right hip over the right knee. One more time if you like. And exhale back. Another thing that helps you to stay a little bit further away from the ground is to have the palms really underneath the shoulder blades, or shoulders rather, so you can have the highest length away from the ground. But first, inhale, lift, tilt the sitting bones higher. You can always micro bend that front knee. And exhale, fold, press from your left heel. Then inhale, lift, and exhale, rounding, chest up a little bit. Use your fingertips, maybe your blocks. Lift your heel for 3, 2, 1, release. Good, palms down, step back, inhale, elongate, full or half chaturanga down. Inhale, by half I mean the knees are on the ground. Come into your back bend and exhale. Come back into down dog, eventually sitting on your heels. So we are going to use those blocks to be a little bit more aware of what's happening on our upper back, on the shoulder blades and shoulders as we are coming into chaturanga. You can always have the knees on the ground, and we rather work on the quality of your chaturanga than, you know, the strength or the quantity. That's even worse. But by quantity, that also means how much weight are you actually pushing down or pressing down. And then also work on lifting up, going for a negative chaturanga in order to find also strength as you come back, which sometimes, for me, for example, it works easier, or my shoulder blades really stay flat on the back in coming up. In coming down, it's a little bit tricky. And then don't forget that the shoulders wants to slide down, especially as you're coming down. This is why we were reaching forward. So place your block or your books, or maybe one book that is a little bit heavy, but not too heavy, right on top of the shoulder blades. It's not at the neck, it's not at the mid-back. You should be able to feel your shoulder blades as you move them, as you move your arms. Sometimes it's better if someone else does it, so the block moves if you move too much. So as you come to your tabletop first, you should be able to, as you dip the chest down, feel how the shoulder blades slide together, and then as you lift from your chest bone up, you should feel that there is a lack of shoulder blades. Basically, it's just your upper back that is touching the block. I hope that makes sense. And this is something similar that we will be experiencing, and we don't want to stop feeling the middle part, the spine on the block. For this, you can try to imagine using your fingertips, walk the palms a little bit more forward, and you can for sure start with your knees down. You can tuck the toes if you like, having the index fingers facing forward. Grab the mat, shift the shoulders first above the wrists, then inhale, you can elongate, you can maybe walk the knees a little bit more back, still feeling the middle back or the mid part in between the shoulder blades. Then as you start shifting forward, keep long neck and try to imagine you want to squeeze the elbows inwards. Then shift the shoulder heads down and slowly lower halfway, maybe not all the way halfway, and then press up. That's the hardest part. So really trying to avoid, and this is going to be tricky. For some people it's super hard. The shoulder blades will wing out and they will press into the block, and the block will get away from that spine. You'll stop feeling it there. But you have to play with it many times, focusing on trying to keep the chest bone in, as well as eventually opening your shoulder, your collarbones at the front as you lift your shoulder heads. So you don't want the shoulder heads to go down either, because here I can actually go with my block staying flat on my mid back or the spine. However, I am using more my pectoralis minor, which is not stabilizing muscle, to pull the shoulders away from each other. But also it tilts the shoulder blade down and it tilts the shoulder head down. So we want to keep some space at the collarbones and try to go forward and then press up. Maybe several times. Maybe going very, very extremely slow to figure it out. Good. Then you can remove your box. We're not going to need it, and you might feel a little bit your wrists. So move them around. Take a full breath cycle into your belly and out from your belly and your ribs. Good. One more thing that we're going to tackle is is the overhead shoulder position a little bit. And for this one, we're going to just again lean into our wrists, so make sure that you don't feel the wrists too much, that you always release them a little bit, especially the tops of the wrist. But yeah, we didn't warm them up, but we did a lot of leaning, and that might be gradual, so you can always lean as you step forward a little bit less at the beginning, and then you work on going more, but always use your fingertips to stop you to go too far and only go to your movement or range of motion where you still can use the muscles to stop. Find your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, relax your head, focus on lifting from your front ribs a little bit as you press from your inside palms into the mat, and then squeezing your upper arms towards each other, maybe bending the knees a little bit so you can lift your sitting bones a little bit higher. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg super tall, and exhale, right knee into your chest. Again, stepping forward, so use your fingertips. But you have to lean, you have to press up, you have to slide the shoulder blades super high to your ears in order to step the right foot from the inside of your right palm. Left knee down, or maybe not. Lower high lunge, reach up. Exhale one more time, this time without the hands, so arms beside you, palms facing forward. Bring your hips back and bow down. Inhale, high lunge, lift the back knee, reach your arms up, squeeze the inner thighs to find balance, and exhale. Fingertips forward, lean forward, drag maybe the back foot if you don't have super sticky mat on the mat, and then lift the left leg up for standing splits. So now we are going to lean, try to keep the legs long, pointing the left toes. You can do a little jump, maybe with palms down, into the middle of the mat, just so you feel that you are centered. If you have a small apartment, sometimes it might be a case. And then inhale, halfway lifts. You can come onto your fingertips. You can open your collarbones. And exhale, folding. The trick in leaning and using your shoulders rather here, maybe like preparation for your handstand jumps, or even pressing your handstand from here, is going to be to have less weight basically on your leg. So that's what's going to make it. So always think less weight. So you have to come really onto your toes. Bring the palms down, right underneath the shoulders, use your fingertips. Lift your right heel. So this is the first thing. It's already pretty hard staying here. Try to keep with it. Use your fingertips, bring your chest bone inwards again, lifting the shoulders up, and then lean. Breathe in, lean even more, as if you wanted to lift your right leg. Inhale, maybe even left leg higher, and exhale, maybe a little hop, or maybe you have enough stepping back. Inhale, elongate, shoulder blade slide already down, away from your ears. As you lower down slowly, chaturanga, maybe you plop all the way down. Inhale into your back bend. Cobra, baby cobra, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, left leg. Reach it up. It maybe feels unnatural, but this is the leg we have to go for. Exhale, knee to your chest. Use your fingertips to lift from your right leg again in order to step the left foot forward. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana with the arms hovering. Inhale, high lunge, crescent pose. And exhale, fingertips forward. Come all the way onto the left leg before you lift. You're right. You can put the palms down, bending the left knee a little up to the middle of the mat. Same thing on the other side. Squeeze your thighs, your back toes, your back foot is reaching away from you. Your palms come down. And already, even before you start transferring the weight, lift from your chest bone. Feel the shoulder blade sliding up. You can imagine squeezing your arms. I like to turn my index finger forward. That creates that external rotation already. That helps the serratus muscle to engage. Lift the left heel. Look in between the wrists. Lean, lean, lean. Feel it lifting in your core. Big breath in. As if you wanted to lift your left toes. Maybe a little hop. If you feel ready, maybe not. And then step both legs back. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Squeeze your elbows. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And drop the knees. Take a child's pose. If you feel your wrists, you can move them here. In your chest pose, you can also sit on your heels just and take few belly breaths. Closing your eyes. Slowing down your breath, especially focusing on longer exhales. Inhale and exhale. Okay, coming onto your belly, you can go through chaturanga if you feel like doing one more chaturanga or any kind of way. Open the arms to the sides, lift the shoulders up, sending the shoulder blades down. Again, trying to find a stable position for your blades and your shoulder joint. And then slide the left palm to your left side of the chest. You can stay first on your fingertips and then start to roll onto the right side, but try to keep the right shoulder off the ground. You can look at it, try to keep it off, then eventually it will come to the ground. The more you roll, you can bring your whole head down and then also the right palm down, but still keeping some kind of pressure down on the ground, lifting the left knee up, maybe stepping the left foot behind your right knee, maybe the left arm up. Maybe if you are super flexible, you can interlace the fingers or just place the back of the palm onto your hips. And then here you can modulate with leaning and rolling more to how much you stretch your front of the shoulder. Slowly we will just come back a little bit. So use your right hand and we're going to bend the elbow 90 degrees, still keeping the elbow at the level of your shoulder and moving, rolling back. Now we are going to really trigger or target the pecs. I'm not sure if also the pectoralis minor is being stretched here. We could for sure be able to like dig into it with the fingers. I can always feel it in like the armpit area if I have it overworked. But for sure you'll feel something, some stretch either at the front of the chest, maybe higher up, right underneath the collarbone. Maybe you feel it more in your armpit, maybe more in your upper arm, where the muscle, where the pectoralis major in this case is attached. Inhale, exhale, and then roll carefully back again using your left hand to stop the roll. And we'll go for the other side. So left arm to the side, come onto your fingertips, lift the left shoulder and use your right hand to roll. Try to keep the left shoulder off the ground as much as possible, as long as possible. Eventually the shoulder will touch and the palm can go flat, or you can stay on your fingertips depending on the elbow joint. Sometimes those bones are really tricky and don't allow you to stay pressing with the palm. You can step the right foot behind your left knee. Right palm can come onto your low back. Or maybe interlacing the fingers if you did it before. Try to relax your neck and your face. And breathe deeply. Also notice how the breath affects the stretch. Because you are using your rib cage, where the pectoralis muscles and probably some other things that are attached to your rib cage are being moved. The stretch becomes more intense in the inhale, and in the exhale maybe you can roll even further to the back. Then use your right hand to roll a little bit back so you can bend the left elbow. Look at it so you don't bring the elbow too low. Again, shoulder blade is sliding down. And you can roll back. You don't have to necessarily have the right palm behind you. In this case, you're going to be able to roll a little bit less than before. Press from your right palm, right forearm down. So using those muscles that you are stretching to keep them healthy, and to keep the joint healthy. No pain. If you are experiencing pain, try to shift the shoulder blade down, or maybe don't go as deep. Again, deep breaths into your whole core and your ribs on the sides. Notice where you feel the stretch. Relax your jaw. And then roll back onto the belly. Bring both arms up. And walk the right hand underneath the left. So go all the way to the left side with your right fingers and with the left fingers to the right. And try to bring the arms as far as possible, or your fingers as far as possible. Inhale. Feel the stretch. And exhale, you can also look to the side or bring the chin onto your right or left upper arm. Trying to relax again your face and breathing through that stretch. And then change. So both arms come up, and then the left hand goes underneath, right goes to the left. Inhale, elongate the back of the neck, and exhale, you can drop the head down again. Take 2 long, deep breaths. And again, lift, bring first the right and the left hand up, and press back. You can jump through, or you can just walk the feet forward, sitting down into your squat. From here, a little bit more a stretch for really the serratus disc. In this case, so you bring the backs of the palms onto your sides, like on the upper part of your hips. And then you can try maybe to walk the feet a little bit wider, like Malasana, and to bring your elbows from the inside of your thighs or knees. And then you can squeeze your elbows a little bit with your knees. Relax your face. Feeling maybe very intense kind of sensations. This is very tricky because you are stretching in a rather passive way the muscles that are really helping your shoulder to be stable. So be careful, be slow. And again, very carefully release. You also can use this for your wrists to stretch them as you press them into your ribs, in this case a little bit higher. And then release. Find a seat. Back to where we started. Close your eyes, find length, feel the shoulders heavy, the whole arms heavy. Maybe feeling a little bit of burning sensation or a cold or warmth around them. Maybe feeling that's the same on your wrists. And then tapping into the breath again, into how you feel. You can take a double fast inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Maybe one more time. Bring the palms to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, you can bow the head down or the whole upper body down in gratitude. And then lift yourself, blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and see you in the next class.